James shifted uneasily in the driver's seat of his patrol car. The old radio crackled faintly in the silence of the night. Thick fog had settled heavily over the sleepy village roads, drowning the world in a white haze that dulled the edges of everything. It was past midnight, and the village rested, untouched by life except for the flickering of his headlights slicing through the mist. The call came less than an hour ago, strange, sudden, and cryptic.
"Help me," whispered a trembling voice on an unknown number before static swallowed the words whole.
Since then, an uneasy knot had twisted in James's gut. He was supposed to be off duty, heading home to rest, but the call pulled him back, anchored him in his purpose. Glancing again at his phone, the number still unfamiliar gleamed on the screen. Despite the warnings deep inside his mind, he answered.
"Please, the old mill," the voice breathed, weak and desperate.
"I'm trapped, please hurry." The old mill was a relic from the village's history, abandoned decades ago after an accident that had left a stain on its name. Local children dared each other to approach it during the day, but none dared cross its threshold at night. Rumors whispered of curses, restless spirits, and violent deaths, but no one had dared to confirm the truth. James swallowed the lump in his throat and steered toward the narrow lane leading to the mill. The fog thickened with every mile, clinging to the twisted branches like spectral fingers out to snatch the light. His headlights flickered once, twice, and then the engine cut out. Darkness swallowed the car, the world falling silent and still. "Not now," James cursed under his breath. He fumbled for the controls, but the engine refused to restart. Heart thudding, he grabbed his flashlight and climbed from the car into the choking cold. The night air was stiff and motionless, the fog swirling around his feet like ghostly tendrils. Somewhere nearby, the distant hoot of an owl pierced the silence. The forest held its breath, waiting. With cautious steps, James moved toward the mill's distant silhouette, a looming skeleton of rotting wood and fractured stone. His flashlight beam trembled across the overgrowth, illuminating the crooked mill wheel frozen in time, and like a heartbeat, the silence pulsed ominously in his ears. The heavy door creaked as he pushed it open, dust motes spiraling like ghosts in the weak light. Inside, the air was dense with forgotten memories, the scent of mildew, rust, and something older, like decay itself. His footsteps echoed unnaturally loud in the cavernous interior, a hollow reminder of years left untouched. Suddenly, a soft, high sobbing echoed from above, breaking the silence with a spine-tingling fragility.
"Hello?" James called, voice steady but strained.
"Is someone there?" Only silence. Drawn toward the twisted wooden steps that spiraled upward, James ascended slowly. Each step creaked, the darkness swallowing his light. The sobbing grew nearer, then stilled as he reached the top floor. There she stood, in the stark beam of his flashlight, a figure of eerie fragility. A woman in a tattered white dress, hair hanging over an ethereal pale face. Her eyes were deep shadows, empty and endless. "Please," she whispered, "help me." James reached out, desire to comfort battling icy dread, but just as his fingers brushed air, she vanished like morning mist. His phone vibrated with a message. "Don't trust the forest." The flashlight flickered violently, then died. In the suffocating dark, he felt hot breath brush the back of his neck. Cold fingers seemed to press against his skin. Panic surged, muscles tensing as shapes twitched at the edge of perception. Without thinking, James ran, stumbling downstairs and bursting again into the grey, ghosted night. Back in his car, hands trembling, he called the hospital to verify the call. A nurse's calm voice shut down hope. No calls from that area in weeks. James glanced through hazed window to the mill. A lone figure, uniform faded and torn, stood watching. A long-dead soldier from a forgotten war. His phone rang, blank screen. Silence swallowed all.